Hey everybody, have you found that like when you hire somebody, they're just not right? Or when you build up your inner circle, sometimes they lack something. If so, then this next law, the law of magnetism, is an awesome law that you gotta pay attention to. Hey Hard Chargers, Gunny J here. We are on law number 9, the law of magnetism. The law of magnetism states that who you are is who you attract. Kind of a birds of a feather flock together. There's a lot of truth in that statement. Now I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this law. And the reason being is, if I have good people on the team, they have the same values, they are on the same mission, I feel pretty good about it. And their skill sets augment mine. In other words, I didn't hire a bunch of Gunny J's. I think one Gunny J is enough. But if I'm looking at my team and they don't have the same values and they're on different missions, then buddy, not only do I need to take a look at my team, but I really need to take a hard look at myself, because I know who I am is who I attract. And if I see character traits that are really bothering me, I need to do a checkup from the neck up and look to see if that character trait is in me and if it's in me in abundance. So let's take a look at the slides and see what else we can glean from this law. Let's take a look at the law of magnetism and see where we can see it in society today. Generational, or by age groups. Age groups generally hang out with each other. How about background? We see ethnic groups hang out with each other more, flock together more, and socioeconomic groups flock together more. Attitude, how people view life. You'll find that people who view life the same tend to hang out together more the same. Values, what we believe in. What are your core values? And energy levels, that desire to accomplish. Now that we can pretty well identify it and starting to get a little bit better handle on it, let's look at creating our own magnetism. The first thing to do is decide what qualities are you looking for in a person to include into your inner circle. And then what qualities are you looking for in a business relationship? Now, that might be dependability, it might be trustworthiness, it might be the ability to execute if they're a service organization that you're bringing in. It could be a lot of different things, but you really got to look at those qualities. And finally, what qualities are you looking for in personal relationships? And then think of why you desire those qualities. What I do right now is I just pause this and I'd make a list of 3 qualities for each of these. 3 qualities for those people you want in your inner circle. 3 qualities you're looking for in business relationships, and 3 qualities you're looking for in personal relationships. We're not talking about augmenting your weakness here yet. We're talking about core values, what makes you you. And then as you look through those qualities with an honest heart, I want you to think, do you possess that quality? Oh, I'm looking for a high energy person. Well, are you high energy? Or I'm looking for somebody who's extremely dependable. Well, are you dependable? Do you get to work on time? Do you get to your appointments on time? These are the things that we got to self-analyze. We got to reverse engineer in ourselves. So if we want to attract those types of people, we have to develop those qualities and ourselves first. Now, to do that, there's a couple of things we need to do. The first thing is we got to look for people who believe what we believe. So what do you mean by believe what you believe there, gang? Well, you need to internalize your mission and vision statements, as well as your core values and any social contracts you might have. You have to think who you are. If you're ever going to attract people that will be like-minded on mission, like-minded on core values, have the same social contracts. But as you do that, you want to make sure that they have different skill sets and thought processes that augment yours, but are not the same as yours. Otherwise, you just hired a bunch of you. And although that sounds fun, it's really no good. You can't build a solid team if everybody is exactly like you. The next thing you got to do is you have to live up. Yeah, that's right. Live up to your mission and your vision statements, your core values, your social contracts. It's like the law of respect. Once you start down that path, you have to perform. One reason why leadership in America is at an all-time low is because these so-called leaders want to do as I say, not as I do. That's why I love one of the Marine Corps principles of leadership is lead by example. And in the law of magnetism, it is absolutely necessary to lead by example. It is absolutely necessary to inspire rather than manage and direct. The next thing is you want to look for people who are in harmony with you, but not the same. Now, I alluded to it before. I'll give you an example. I'm a why guy. By reflection and asking people, I know who I am and I know what I need to augment projects I may be on. I don't like being in the weeds, in details. I know I need a how and what guy, a how and what person. People that can take the strategy and devise and manage the tactics. It's not that one is more important than the other. Walt Disney was the why guy, and Roy was the how and the what. Walt would not have achieved the level of success that he achieved if it wasn't for Roy. Same thing goes for Steve Jobs. He was the why guy. But it was Steve Wozniak who was the how and the what. Like I said, one isn't more important than the other. One may be out in front more than the other, but one is not more important than the other. So they had the Disney brothers or Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, they had the same mission, they had the same vision, they had core values, they had a social contract known as Microsoft or Disney. But they had different skill sets and they had different thought processes. And those are the people that we want to bring into our inner circle. These are the people that we want to bring into our business relationships. And the reality is, these are the people we want to bring into our personal life. But first and foremost, we got to find people who believe what you believe but think different thoughts. So you got to know what you believe. You got to know what your core values are. You got to know what your mission and vision statements are, and any social contracts that you might have. That, in a nutshell, is a law of magnetism. So in order to sum this up, I'd sum it up with 3 statements. First statement, who you are is who you attract. The second statement would be, the better leader you are, the better leaders you will attract. If your leadership is in the tank, somebody that has a level 3 leadership is not going to attract a level 6 leader. It just won't happen. And if they do, by hook or crook, they're not going to stay on long. And the third thing I'd say is find people that believe what you believe but have different thoughts. So that's the law of magnetism. If you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up. And we'll see you next week.